I'm often asked, when should I be using whole spices and when should I use ground spices? In most dishes, we will use a whole spice when we want to infuse the flavour into the dish, but we don't want to discolour it. You might be doing something like a spiced rice, and you will put a piece of cinnamon, a star anise, some peppercorns, a few cardamom pods, and while the rice is cooking, the flavour of those spices will cook into the rice, but they won't discolour it the way a powder would if it was mixed through it, and then you can take the whole spices out. You've probably noticed that pickles will often have a very clear liquid, and in the bottom of the pickle jar you'll see the mustard seeds and the bits of bay leaf and the allspice berries and other ingredients like that. And that's because the whole spices have added the flavour without discolouring the rest of the dish. We grind a spice when we want that spice to blend readily with other ingredients. So if you think of something like a pumpkin pie spice, naturally you're not going to put whole cinnamon quills and cloves and cardamom pods and things like that into a pumpkin pie. You're going to use a spice blend that's made up of ground spices. You're putting a rub onto a dish, then you want to use ground spices so they will stick to whatever the meat is that you're cooking. You may be making a curry, and the ground spices will actually help form part of that lovely curry gravy. So that's the main reason why we will use a whole spice for some things, but a ground spice for others. So you think of something like porcinis, the whole porcini mushroom, dried mushroom, you would put into something like a pumpkin soup. You get the beautiful flavour cooking into the soup and take it out at the end of cooking. Or you could take your porcini powder, rub it onto a piece of steak, cook it on the barbecue. Fabulous flavour.